Hey, this is Robert. Thank you for tuning in to the show. And we have a returning guest once again. This is Jennifer Kellams. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you doing? Because I know it's been pretty sizzling where you're at right now.
Sizzling, yeah. 110 and summer's just getting started. So,
Man,
yeah.
yeah, Palm Springs. I just can't imagine.
Yeah. Well, fortunately it's air conditioned and and unfortunately too, because that is the battle with recording in the summertime out here is fighting with that air conditioner.
Oh my God, yeah, tell me about it. But regardless, I'm just really thankful that, we're doing this and we are just kind of just gonna chill and talk about just a few stuff. I don't really have like a super long episode, so this is gonna be a lot of fun. So I guess for you, what are some of the projects that you've been kind of partaking in, that you've been kind of working on this year? What would you say are kind of some of the most like creatively fulfilling, challenging, or just some of the most exciting in general?
The most exciting, and it just released a couple months ago. So you're a comic book guy, you know the Phantom? Yeah. So, Art of Play, which is out of Australia. So they were not part of the whole uh video game strike with the voice actors or anything. Like this is I even double checked, like this was not part of that. But I was cast as Diana, the Phantom's wife, who has like you can play as her. And so that I would say is the most exciting role that I've gotten recently. Well, honestly, like to this date. I'm super excited about it. And it came out on Steam, came out on Nintendo, PlayStation, like all the major platforms. It's so much fun. Like my husband and I were playing it, still play it. And I'm like, oh my God, that's me. And those are my friends. And yeah, so very exciting.
Yeah, and like I was sharing before, I've just kind of been doing episodes for my series Element Shrine, so that's also been a lot of fun. And just auditioning, of course, whenever I get around to doing it.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
just finding the time is always just
always,
fine.
always. Another really cool thing. A a group of voice actors that we've collaborated on little things. We have created our own little community, our own little collective of sorts. It's called Articulate Studios, and so we've been working on a lot more projects together. We have a um, a drama that is written by one of the members of Articulate. And so it's going to be kind of that like 1980s Stranger Things vibe. Not exactly Stranger Things, but it's got kind of that 80s vibe radio audio play, audio drama. And so we've been working on that, and I can't wait for that to come out too.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So for VO, what is something that you have been really loving the most that you cherish so much after being in the business for a couple years?
Um, I cherish having these connections, like finding people you can work with, play off of, you can be vulnerable with, which is huge. And I cherish that support hugely. I can't imagine a lot of the mental, the emotional struggles, the struggles with my booth and audio issues and all of that. And finding the right mentor, because that was another big professional change that came this year, was like kind of accepting what my limitations were and needing to find and and get that help to say, okay, I can only go this far by myself, and I can only go so far with this level of mentorship. But here, the things that I found, the help that I found, I hired a virtual assistant because one, am not good at marketing, and two, I don't have the time for it. So, really needing or, accepting my limitations and being able to embrace that help and seeing people that can really help take me to the next level and support me along the way is absolutely invaluable.
Yeah, I definitely agree because when you work with so many different actors and just your friends, colleagues, especially when, you kind of were following them for a while and then getting to actually work with them on collaboration is just very fun. It just makes the experience so much fun.
Exactly, exactly. When you all have like a shared goal and you're all working towards it together, and you can laugh and be silly, but you can also open up because you have to be open, but then you open up other parts of your life too. It does create that friend, cringe to say family, but family vibe for sure.
Yeah. So what's something that's been keeping you positive throughout the year?
The them, the support of my family, the support of, I mean, my husband is incredible. I cannot say enough incredible things. He is, we have, I'm building a bigger booth because this booth is very tiny. I can, barely, it's 2 feet. And he is actually like sacrificing some of his space so that I can rebuild my booth. I come home and I got dinner done, like he's taking my schedule and my dreams and my goals and he's made it his. And that's kept me positive. This new mentor, Gabby Nistico, by the way, absolutely incredible. I cannot say enough good things about how incredible she is. Um, she took this little nugget of a vision and like, well, I get hired for this, and has turned it into this whole big brand coming out soon, and I'm so excited for that release. And so having that support, that dream, that that just ability to package and keep going, and not really have to worry about how am I going to eat, who am I going to piss off. Like I'm not worried about that, because I know so many people have my back, and so many people that have been there before are there to show me how they have been successful for decades.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, you what it's like the self-conscious feeling of like, oh, is this gonna offend somebody? But honestly, I'm just kind of like, you know what? Just put it out there. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. No, exactly. I had an auntie who once said, the worst somebody could say is no. And I think also there's always a way to package something. I mean, obviously, there's some things that you are going to draw the line and say, I'm not willing to do that. That's not me. That's not part of my values. That's not part of my brand. But then there's also ways to say, like, you know what? This isn't part of my direct brand, but I could make it a sub thing. But I think as long as you're like honest and true to yourself, um, you know, does it really matter if you're pissing people off? Maybe those aren't really the people you want to work with anyway.
Exactly, exactly. Yep, pretty much. I'm just like that. We're kind of both on the same page here.
Totally, totally.
Yeah. Um, Also, if you were to think back to something like a major moment of your life that reminds you why you just love doing voice acting,
Yeah.
share it.
Yeah. It's so funny. I was just talking about this the other day, and I actually just posted this on my social media, or my marketing manager did. And it was my first ever voiceover job, which was 20 years ago. Which was, I was working at this, production company, and they're like, hey, here's a kids dental place in Colorado Springs. They want a superhero and a villain and do something. And not only did I get to write the copy, um, I ended up being hired to voice the character and sing the jingle. And that, like, I always go back to that moment because, like, the first time, not only doing it, but then like hearing it on the radio for the first time. And I'm like, magic. Like, oh my God, that's me. That was so incredible. And that always sticks with me. Like everything I do, I try to find my stuff online and I'm like, that's me. Oh my God, this is happening. This is real. It's exciting.
Yeah. It's just so weird of just being like, oh my gosh, hearing your own voice in a radio. It's like, what?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. I remember like the first time I heard it on the radio and I was working at this hotel and I was just like in the back, just like setting up the breakfast in the morning and the radio was on playing music. And then all of a sudden, like one of my ads came on. I'm like, what?
I know. It's still just kind of wild.
Yeah.
I think I kind of had the same feeling. It's like when you're voicing an iconic character, or just when you're doing like an ad just for on TV. It could just be like, oh, that's me.
Yeah. 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 So it's exciting. Um, yeah. Like what is your the first time that you heard yourself that you had like that like moment?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I think it was working with a really big YouTube channel and just hearing just me. I, I, I don't know. Like, I can say the name, but it's not coming to me right now. That's that's what's so bad about it. And when I'm hearing myself, I'm like, oh wow, this person has like a really large following, but I don't really pay much attention to like followers and subscribers and all that stuff. But just hearing my voice in one of their videos that is out for like thousands of people to listen to, I'm just like, wow, like I still can't believe them. And there's stuff that I've done that, and I'm still in disbelief. I'm just still in shock that I actually got to do.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Especially
Yeah,
when you look back and you're like, "Oh my God, I voiced for this company. Like this company trusted me enough, like hired me to do a voice for them?" Wow. Okay.
I know. Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, let's see. Is there something else? I think with doing so many. Hold up. I think I actually do got some other questions. So let me go ahead and pull it up real quickly. Um,
Definitely.
yeah, so what was the moment that you decided to, I mean, I think I kind of know your story about voice acting, but, just doing it as a business, when did you decide that you wanted to do like an entrepreneur, just doing the route of just, doing business and then just doing all of this work for clients and, the other stuff that you've been doing for like the last couple of years or so?
Yeah. So 2023, I mean really, COVID hit that in my heart. It's something that's just been in my heart for the last 20 years. And I knew I loved it. And, I live in a very small place, as most people do in California. And um, I was like, I got to be quiet, just, I don't, there were always these things. I had to get through grad school. I have to do this. So for the past 20 years, it's just been like, shut up, fire. Like, just be in the back. And I would find little outlets. But in 2023, I was just sitting there like, I don't know. I don't remember the exact thought or conversation, but I would just remember talking to my husband and saying like, I've always wanted to do voice acting and I just, you know, like it just kind of hurts that that's something that won't happen for me. And he was just like, why? Why wouldn't that happen? Oh, well, blah, 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 blah. And, oh, I do remember this. It was one of those sales pitchy, like, come listen to our sales pitch, and we're going to just select a few of you to coach and help produce your demo for several $1,000s. I went to that. That was before Was that before or after? It was somewhere around the same time as I had this conversation with my husband. But I went to that. I think it was before I had the conversation with my husband. I went to that, and everything that they said in this, I was like, I can do that. That's way too easy. And I started watching things on YouTube about how, you know, breaking into voiceover now is not the same as it was 20 years ago. Um, some people really cringe at Fiverr, but other people make their careers on it. Some people, you know, get started in Fiverr and and all kinds of other ways. There are different things out there. Different avenues, and it really made me realize, just going to that meeting, talking to my husband, researching what people are doing online, like, oh, this is doable. This is I can do this. And I've not looked back.
That's amazing. Uh, so I guess you got to thank your husband for really giving you that push to do it, or the encouragement. I mean, I will say it was definitely a push.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Because there's definitely, like, when you want to do something, but you just really don't think you're able to do it, whether it's your circumstances or not belief in yourself. For me, it was just like, oh, circumstances don't really allow it. I have a full time job. I have this. I have that. And it was like, no, you can do this. Go do it.
Exactly.
We're going to Home Depot right now, and we're getting the stuff to build you a booth. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, what would you say has helped you a lot, in business from because you also had a background in medical, from what I recall.
Yeah, I'm
So,
a
yeah, just
speech
wearing so many
therapist.
different, yeah, speech therapist. So, yeah, how would you say that having so many different backgrounds and just wearing a lot of hats just really helped you a lot in business?
Uh, in business, I don't
Oh, no,
know.
just in
I
life.
think
Yeah,
generally talking to people, in the hospitals, you got to talk to a lot of really difficult people, and you've got to have that right personality to meet people where they're at, or talk to a doctor this way, but talk to a patient's family this way, and talk to a patient this way. Um, that needing to be organized, to have that type, kind of type A communication, that professional level of communication, being prompt and timely, closing the loop, as they say. I've definitely learned that by being a medical professional. Um, it definitely did not help me in marketing at all. um, but also, it's given me some different hats too, because when I get a um, explainer script, especially a corporate explainer or a medical explainer, like, you know, who am I gonna be in that character? I'm gonna actually be me at work, and I'm going to explain this product or this service the same way that I'm going to explain something to a patient or a patient's family. This is what happened. This is how this works. And, you know, I'm going to teach you how to do this, and we're going to learn together.
it's a pretty good attitude to have because we definitely could use some of that gusto. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how would you say that pursuing this has really helped you so much to grow and just meeting so many people in the industry?
It's fed my soul. Um, you know, uh, Working in the hospital is fine. Working in healthcare can be really, really hard. But having this creative outlet, having this thing that's like, this is what I've always wanted to do, and I'm doing it. Like, I feel fulfilled. I feel like, I have that dream and I'm doing it. There's no better feeling than that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a rather good note to end this out on. Um, so what would you say, anything that you got going on or any big plans that you got cooking up for the rest of 2025, the summer? Let's talk about it.
Well, for the summer, we are going to do 2 weeks. I'm going to actually bring my portable booth. Well, I'm taking my current booth, and I'm going to be breaking it down to becoming more of a portable booth. And we are going to spend 2 weeks in Buenos Aires. And I'm going to bring my booth with me. And we are going to see what it's like to digital nomad for a couple weeks in Buenos Aires and still work and live and vacation. So that is the an upcoming excitement down the pike. There is a 4 book audio audiobook multicast. So all the character coming up that I'm a part of, that each main character has their own set book, but then they also show up in all the other books, and so I'm in the middle of recording all of that, and that's exciting too.
Ah, that's so awesome. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. You as
Yeah,
well with everything. It's so exciting.
of course. If you'd like to share any final thoughts or advice to close out this interview with, that would be spectacular.
Don't limit yourself, I guess, is the first thing that comes to mind, especially in this conversation. Um, Understand those limitations and figure out, brainstorm, get creative, talk to your friends. How can you overcome those limitations? And maybe it's not something you can do. Maybe it's something you need somebody else to do for you, whether it's a virtual assistant, whether it's a different coach. Um, if you're not getting the results you want, find find a way to get them, or at least try another path.
Yep, I think that's pretty much the final thoughts I would have to say as well. If you like to, yeah, I know you don't really do social media, but if you like to just share just socials and upcoming projects and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. All of my socials right now are voiceovers by Jen. So that's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Just got a TikTok channel. Um, but my new niche marketing campaign is coming out soon, and I'm going to be the voiceover fairy godmother. So you can start finding me there. Not yet, but soon.
All right, great. And for the outro, I usually have the guests say, "My name is Jennifer. I've done voiceover, done projects, and this is Station Square Podcast with Robert Jackson." Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Your podcast is Square Station?
Oh, Station Square.
Station Square. Okay. I was getting them mixed up in my mind. It's still early here. All right. Hi, my name is Jennifer Kellams. I am the voiceover fairy godmother and a founder of Articulate Studios. You're listening to Station Square.
Awesome. And share a little bit about the studios and, yeah, what's that? If you, for those that are curious to know what they're about.
Right
Yost.
now, it is a foundation of 8 of us, but we've added on. Well, there are 8 founders, and we've added on a couple other people that we've just man, we want to work with you. We are a collective of very talented voiceover actors. Anytime I get projects that need other actors, this is my first group. So if I'm not the right voice, I can find it for you. I have it for you in this studio. Um, we are working on projects together. We do a lot of creative things together. We act, we sing, we um, keep each other not honest, accountable. We keep each other accountable. And we work together to continue to be better. We push each other to be better. We do workouts together. We'll do here's a script. Let's cold read it. We're gonna do it. So yeah, it's a great little group.
Nice. Definitely be sure to include it in the description whenever this goes up. But yeah, any final advice, farewells?
I think we've got it all.
Awesome, awesome sauce. So I guess to close this out, God loves you. Thank you so much for watching, and stick around next time at Station Square. Look at me tripping up. But until then, thanks so much. Um, God bless, and have a good day.
Great
And
to talk to you,
take care.
Robert.
Yep, great talking with you too. Alrighty, take care. Bye.